Sorry for the late upload, but better late than never is what they would say. Today we're going to be going over Bret Hart versus The Undertaker for the WWF title with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee at WWF Summerslam 1997. Shortly hereafter, we're going to be reviewing our first match on the next pay-per-view, which will be Brian Pillman Jr. versus Goldust, which, according to Zach, when we were talking about the match, it ended up being Pillman's last pay-per-view match. So, R.I.P. Pillman. Let's go ahead and get this match out of the way, shall we? So, Bret Hart walks out to the ring first. They have the Canadian national anthem playing for him after his entrance. They then introduce the special guest referee, Shawn Michaels, who is followed out by The Undertaker shortly thereafter. HBK tries to search both guys for illegal weapons or whatever that they may have on them. Before the bell rings, Bret Hart then attacks Taker early. Taker is able to regain control as the match is officially starting or whatever. Then they go to the outside and Taker attacks Bret before Bret is able to regain control by dodging a clothesline to the ring post. HBK is trying to get the match under control, orders both guys to re-enter the ring. You'll hear HBK do this a few times during the match. Taker locks in a bear hug, but Bret bites his way out of it, and this bear hug was on for like a minute straight, it felt like. Taker misses a big elbow drop, but gets back on the attack before Bret starts wearing down that leg. Bret continues to wear down the leg some more. He locks in a figure four leg lock, and then all of a sudden Paul Bearer makes his way down to the ring. Taker reverses the pressure of that figure four, but it gets broken up shortly thereafter. Taker then goes outside of the ring to attack Paul Bearer, but then Bret Hart chop blocks him and regains control. After the chop block, shortly thereafter, we see Taker... No, I already read that line. Bret then goes for the figure four, assist it with the ring post, which, cool looking move. It's one of my favorite moves in pro wrestling, to be honest. Bret... No. Reading notes is hard because it's like, I don't do bullet points. I just kind of write everything. I used to, but when you're doing it on the computer, it's just a little different. That's how you have to do it. It's a little different. Pillman and Owen Hart then appear ringside. Bret rakes Taker's eye. I guess Shawn Michaels didn't care, didn't see it. After he rakes the eye, he drags him to the ring post to wear down that leg some more, wear it out again. HBK demands Bret to keep it in the ring, so Bret, is like, okay, I'll just target the leg inside of the ring, no big deal. Bret has some sort of knee lock in forever, for an eternity. Honestly, I was like, my God, if this whole match is going to be slow-paced, I'm going to have to give it a shitty rating. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like that. But Taker ends up countering out. He goes to the outside to take out Pillman and Owen Hart. HBK tries to send them to the back, but HBK has his back turned. Meanwhile, while his back is turned, Taker hits a choke slam and has Bret Hart beat, but HBK doesn't turn around. He doesn't notice. Oh, man, probably should have. Bret rolls up Taker shortly thereafter as Taker and HBK were arguing on the apron and whatnot. So Bret Hart's trying to roll him up. Gets the 2 count on the roll-up. Dang, I gotta figure out where I am with my notes again. This is crazy. Alright, where... Okay, this is the sentence I'm on. Bret then takes Taker to the outside and rams his back. Oh my. Rams his back onto the apron repeatedly. HBK demands once again, hey Bret, can you keep everything in the ring? Bret ends up cooling down, so he does, and then ends up hitting a double axe handle to Taker's lower back. Bret then hits a backbreaker, gets a 2 count. Taker ends up sitting up. Bret Hart hits a suplex, follows that up with the elbow drop over the head, and ends up getting a 2 count. Bret Hart then goes for a DDT. He gets a 2 count. Taker then is able to counter and hit Snake Eyes. He ends up getting a 2 count. Bret hits multiple headbutts to the lower back area, then hits a side Russian leg sweep and multiple leg drops. Bret then goes for the sharpshooter, but Taker grabs his throat to counter out, goes for the chokeslam, but Bret Hart ends up countering. Bret attacks the leg, but then Taker hits his little flurry of punches when he's on his knees. He bounces off the ropes and hits his flying clothesline. Taker then hits a big boot and a leg drop, gets the 2 count. Shades of Hulk Hogan right there. Taker grabs Bret from the apron and choke slams him into the ring, carrying him from the apron over the ropes and just dropping his ass down. Ends up getting a 2 count. Taker, yeah, I already read that. Okay, I already read that. Taker then grabs Bret and goes for an old school. Bret ends up countering and then hits a superplex from the top turnbuckle. Bret locks in the sharpshooter, and Taker is able to power his way out after about 40 seconds or so. And commentary was mentioning how no one had ever done that up to this point. Nobody had found a counter or a way out of the sharpshooter. Taker then hits a clothesline and goes for the tombstone piledriver. Bret, however, gets out of the tombstone piledriver position, and he locks in a sharpshooter using the ring post. Now, that might just be the best ring post spot that I've seen. Other than like when Sami Zayn jumps in between the bottom and middle turnbuckle to hit his DDT, this might have been, that's right up there for sure. Taker then counters out by sending Bret into HBK by using his core strength in his legs or whatever. Bret then grabs a chair and hits Taker over the head with it, but Taker ends up kicking out. HBK finds the chair as he's kind of looking around the ring, and he's trying to pull Bret Hart aside and argue with him. Bret ends up spitting on Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels goes to swing that chair, but he hits the Undertaker with it. Bret reluctantly has to count the pin of 1, 2, 3 as Bret Hart wins the WWF title via a Shawn Michaels chair swing onto the Undertaker that was meant for Bret Hart. Taker just walks away angry, trying to chase down Shawn Michaels, and the Hart Foundation comes out to celebrate with Bret Hart, who is now your new WWF champion. I give all of that 3.25 stars out of 5. Now, the first half of this match was tough to get through. I'm going to be honest. And I like the methodical wrestling. I like it when it's like you're focusing in, you're doing wear down submissions. But I think today it's modernized to be better or whatever. But like what you see, like Pete Dunne, Shayna Baszler, you know, they do great jobs of the methodical offense that's meant to target body parts or whatever. I don't know, man. It wasn't clicking in the beginning for me. Maybe that's just how I was feeling in the moment. But things really started to pick up when Paul Bearer made his way down to the ring. And then it was a little bit dead for a while. And then after HBK gets rid of Owen Hart and Pillman, that's where the match really started to pick up. You got some good action. You got some good stuff in there, some good storytelling, good foreshadowing as well. And I got to give credit to WWE or WWF at the time. This, just based on everything we've been watching with Bret Hart and The Undertaker as we have gone on this journey through 1997, this was the right time to put the big belt on Bret Hart. Just based on how everything was unfolding, based on what we've been watching so far, this was the perfect time to do it. And they did it. So I got to give credit to WWE there. You put the title on Bret Hart at the right time. Now, we're going to be covering Bret Hart some more throughout this journey. So I'm excited to actually view the upcoming stuff. Not necessarily for the first time, but the first time in a long time. That I truly get to sit down and watch the full match and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And hope you guys enjoy my perspective and Zach's perspective. And we're going to try to crank these out, man. Better late than never. That's what I say.